Hey y'all, welcome to today's episode of the Stay at Home Son podcast. This is episode 37, and we have a very cool episode today. We are going to be reviewing our friend WigWolf's Rotten's, his new short film. It's the John Lydon Story, so it's actually about the Sex Pistols, and it's done in a very interesting way. I can straight up just say I've never seen a biopic like this in my life, and it's always you want to get off going with your initial thoughts and some ideas.
Yeah, so I mean, like you said, I've never really seen a bioptic like this either. Some of the I love how Sid Vicious had rabbit ears. I thought that was really funny.
Yeah, it
So,
was.
but yeah, it basically details the life of Johnny Rotten, who was the lead singer of the Sex Pistols, and it goes through his entire life. And I thought it was overall a very interesting way to explain it.
Yeah, and if you're into the Sex Pistols, I listen to some of their music. Thomas, are you familiar with their music a lot? You listen to them
I am.
sometimes?
I don't really listen to that kind of music though.
Yeah, I listen to it sometimes. I'm not super. I knew who Sid Vicious and all them were, but I kind of thought it was funny how he mentioned how they got the name. He was like, "What are the two most controversial things?" And then he came out there. It's a really cool thing. If you're into the Sex Pistols, I think you'll get a kick out of this. I don't know. Wig Wolf is a bold filmmaker. He's not afraid to like ruffle feathers and stuff. So I feel like if you do like this, if you're into that kind of music, you would really enjoy this kind of like interesting take, in a world full of like basic documentaries and boring interviews and stuff like this is a very interesting take on the Sex Pistols story for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think he's trying to make a series of this too, because I saw a couple others.
Nice. You know what I thought it was good too? I thought the voiceover was really good. It's almost like each character had a different voice because normally when Wigwolf does it, some of the characters sometimes always sound like Wigwolf, but this one his voiceovers were really good. They all kind of had different sounds. So I don't know if he had someone helping him, if he had another person in the booth with him, but or his just voiceover skills are improving. I thought the voiceover was done very well in this.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I mean, it's kind of hard to make distinct accents when they're all English because like they all like talk like, whoa, bloody, whatever, you know?
Yeah, but he was somehow able to like change the dialect on each. I wonder if he's a Sex Pistols fan. I bet he is, to spend that time and make that film. But, the elephant in the room is that our boy Wigwolf got banned off of YouTube. So we had to review this on something called BitChute, I think. So if any filmmakers out there know anything about BitChute or anything, let me know about that because I've never knew that there was another way besides YouTube to like, stream video. I knew Vimeo and stuff, but like Vimeo is kind of like outdated. There's not a whole lot of people on that platform. So, I mean, if people are having success with this, we might put some episodes of the podcast up on that, honestly. But, I think it's kind of cool that there's new ways that you can get content out there for your fans.
I didn't even know this review was going to happen because when I messaged you and I said, hey, this is not coming on YouTube or whatever, I honestly I didn't know if this review was going to happen just because I didn't know about these other platforms.
Yeah, no, because Wigwam DM me and he was like, Jake, I got freaking banned off YouTube. He was so pissed about it. And I don't blame him because, I mean, you build your whole catalog up there and YouTube just doesn't like one video you make and you're done. So there's something to that. Thankfully, I don't think he was monetized on there yet. So he wasn't like going to lose money or anything. But, you lose a lot of reach, which is potential money. But I always find it interesting that filmmakers use different paths. And I think I applaud Wigwolf, because let's be honest, his art's not for everyone. It's very controversial, it's very saturated, it's very bold, it's very in your face. And some people might have a problem with that, but you know what? He's like, I don't care. I'm gonna keep getting my stuff out there. And a platform we interviewed back in February, Kill TV, who has like all that stuff on there, from all sorts of adult film type stuff to like really niche, obscure horror indie stuff. I really appreciate platforms like that aren't trying to sense what the content has to be because I don't want to see the same thing every day. I really don't. So I'm happy that filmmakers like this have other revenues and outlets to post their stuff.
So, I mean, what would you consider this kind of film? Because I guess it's kind of a blend of like, I mean, I guess it's a blend of like nonfiction and kind of like cartoon. I don't even know what to call it.
Yeah, it's really in a genre of its own. But honestly, aren't all WigWolf's films kind of in a genre of their own? But I would say I would call this a mockumentary for sure. Definitely a mockumentary, but it's almost like a comedy at the same time. Like it really dulls in the comedy. It's almost like a Saturday Night Live skit, if you know what I mean. You see a Saturday Night Live skit and it's like just all over the place. Like this is way darker than that and more, like indie, I guess, but it definitely has that kind of like almost like skit feel to it, you know? It's cool. It's cool. I would call it a mockumentary that really doles in on the comedy side of things for sure. It's definitely a lot less dark than most of WigWolf's work, which I do appreciate. I think it's cool to see him, branch out a little bit and just do full comedy, you know? And of course, in WigWolf's fashion, it's always got some like anti-folk song in the beginning, which is always kind of funny.
Well, I think it's dark because it goes into the rabbit hole of their lives and how they got into drugs and stuff like that. So I mean, you know,
Yeah, that's true. And I like it though that it kind of does it with like a cartoonish lens, because like a lot of times when people like the fact that you picked up that it was darker, like I was so invested in like just the laughing at it and enjoying like the scenes and the colors and the character dynamic and stuff and just the absurdity of it that it's almost like that humor kind of blends itself with the darkness. So it's almost like at the end you look back like wow, that was way darker and had a deeper message than I thought. But like while watching it, I kind of just thought it was funny and enjoyed it. And I think that's kind of cool about his filmmaking, how it's like you go in and you see one thing, but then as you sit on it and marinate on it a little bit, you start getting the more meanings of it, which is pretty cool.
yeah, I mean, I definitely think he should keep doing these. Like I said, I think I'm not sure if he made it a series or not because I thought I saw another one that he made, but I'm not sure on that. But regardless, I think it'd be a good series to kind of do these like mockumentaries.
Dude, imagine though, like, okay, so like Sex Pistols fans are crazy, so they will watch this just because it's about the Sex Pistols, and they would like to see that. But imagine he was able to like do these kind of like mockumentary comedy type things on like all sorts of different famous people, and he could tap into all their fan bases, and they could watch it. He could really make a career for himself with these kind of things, honestly.
Yeah, because I feel like most of it is like now most of that kind of stuff is like more like political humor. And since this is like more like about like famous musicians and stuff, I feel like that could really appeal.
Yeah, it could because it has the base there. The base is already there because the people like the famous musicians, so they're gonna check that out just because they like the person. But also, he has a very specific niche, so like he could almost be known for like his style. Because I like to see filmmakers evolve in their style and find their footing. And what the style that is like as bold as WigWolf. Sometimes it's hard to like get the audience in because it takes a little bit for people to say, you know what, I'm gonna sit here and I'm down and watch something that's way out of my comfort zone. But the fact that he's able to use the celebrity's existing base of fans and they can come in and watch his work now. That's pretty cool because that really opens up your filmmaking to a whole group of people who probably never would have saw it anyway, because like the Sex Pistols weren't going to find Wigwolf, but now they have a link between the two. So that's pretty cool. It's smart. I don't know if that's what he's thinking. I know Wigwolf was pretty creative. He probably just had a spur of the moment wanted to do this type of thing and planned it out and did it. But I would definitely say, man, I think you should do these long term. I could really think that you could carve yourself a nice little career by just doing these.
Are we gonna ask him to do the biop on John Mayer?
Yeah, but I gotta get co-producer credits on that. He
Okay.
can do he can do it. Who would you want him to do one on? I would want a John Mayer one, but John Mayer's story's not that interesting. I mean, he's kind of interesting. Like he was born in Fairfield, Connecticut, no music background, and then went off to be a big musician, which is pretty cool. I mean, not having any connections or anything like that. But is there anyone that you would want to do one on, Thomas, if we have requests for him?
I'm trying to think. I would say the president, but that's been done to death. So I mean, but there's a lot of material there.
Yeah.
But trying to think. I mean, I like Ozzy Osbourne. His story's really interesting, so maybe him.
Dude,
Um,
that is such a good idea because like Ozzy Osbourne's kind of story kind of fits that kind of vibe of like WigWolf's films. Like that would be a really good crossover, honestly. That's a really good idea.
all right, well you hear it, Woke Wolf. Make it happen.
Yeah, Wigwolf. I'm going with that, man. Make an Ozzy Osbourne version of this. People will love it. That would be really good because I feel like the people who like Ozzy Osbourne will already be able to appreciate that kind of like crude humor. So I think it would be really cool. Yeah, wow. I think you just made him $1 million, Thomas. Hey, we want co-producing credits, man. We're trying to fund our next movie, Wigwolf. If you make the Ozzy Osbourne movie and it blows up, I want producing credits.
Maybe he'll
But
make one on us one day.
that would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. I feel like we reviewed so much of WigWolf's films at this point. I basically consider him like a part of Stay at Home Sons, even though he's his own thing. He's kind of like one of our boys at this point. But anyway, this is a really fun short, as most of WigWolf's films are. I really think if you keep this up, dude, you could really carve yourself a nice little niche in this crazy industry. But any final thoughts, Thomas, before we clear it?
Um, just kind of like what I said before. I think it's a fun little way to learn about the Sex Pistols if you're into them.
Yeah, I totally agree. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed today's episode. And remember, Thomas, you want to do the honors?
And remember, stay at home.
Yep.